Help in Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
I am Mrs. Shraddha Bandekar, teacher in English at Mushtafan Higher Secondary School, Kujira, and today I shall be putting light on the third level by Jack Feeney. This chapter discusses three characters. The first character is Charlie, the protagonist, who is a 31-year-old man and he is a stamp enthusiast. The second character is his wife, Louisa, and the third character is Sam, the psychiatrist, who also happens to be his friend. Telling you about the lesson, the story, the third level, explores the theme of time travel. Jack Feeney, the recipient of the World Fantasy Award, interweaves fantasy with reality in the most futuristic projection of time travel. Charlie, the protagonist, wishes to be transported to the third level, the world of 1894, which is supposedly much happier and a quieter place to be. The question whether the third level really exists or not will be revealed to the readers shortly. For the better understanding, I have divided the chapter into different events which put together will give you the gist of the entire story. So, the chapter opens up with the Grand Central Station. So, this is how the Grand Central Station looked like in New York. The Grand Central Station of New York has two levels, but Charlie, a 31-year-old dweller of the city, talks about there being three. Not only does he believe in the existence of this hypothetical level, but also claims to have been there. Now, when he talks about this hypothetical third level, there are people who don't believe him. And what does he do next? He decides to visit his psychiatrist friend. Charlie visits a psychiatrist friend to talk about this problem. The psychiatrist calls it a waking dream, wish fulfillment. A waking dream is something you see with your eyes open, and wish fulfillment is you wish for something that is not fulfilled. Charlie's psychology is rationalized by Sam, saying that it is the modern world which is full of insecurity, fear, war and worry. I think all of us are facing the same problem currently. All of us are stressed, all of us want to escape. And he tells him that everybody is looking out for a temporary refuge from reality. According to Sam, hobbies like stamp collection are a manifestation of this escape. And we all know that Charlie is a stamp enthusiast. Charlie goes to the Grand Central Station next and he loses his way. The fast growing Grand Central Station at times seems as a maze to Charlie. I hope you all know what a maze is. You enter and you get lost. You can't find the way. So, Charlie feels that the Grand Central Station is nothing but a maze. According to him, the Grand Central Station has a single entry but different exits. Once, he had an exit from the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel, while the other time, he emerged at an office building that was 3 blocks away. But this time, when he loses his way, something unique happens. Yes, magic takes place and he reaches the third level. How? See. Charlie keeps walking in the quiet corridor, angling left and slanting downward. He reaches the architecturally old station that is completely different from the two familiar levels. The antiquated small room with fewer ticket windows and train gates, a wooden information booth, flickering open flame gas lights and brass spittoons remind him of the architecture of the 1800s. He also finds the people are dressed in outmoded outfits. He catches a glimpse of the Courier and Ives locomotive. He notices the date on a newspaper, The World, printed as June 11, 1894. as he tenders money to the clerk at the counter to buy 2 tickets, he realizes that he needed to have old currency bills. For you to understand better, this is what Charlie observes at the 3rd level. This is exactly how the antiquated small room with fewer ticket counters and train gates and a wooden information booth looks like. These are flickering open flame gas lights. You have the outmoded dresses of the 1800s, the Courier and Ives locomotive, and finally the World, which says June 11, 1894. Charlie now plans for a journey which he hopes to cover up. He had always wanted to travel to Galesburg with his wife Louisa. In his mind, it is a wonderful town still, with big old frame houses, huge lawns and tremendous trees. It is a place with long and pleasant summer evenings and where people have ample of time. So the next day during lunch, he exchanges $300 for old style bills amounting to some 200 only. Now when you go to a coin dealer and when you exchange currency, you have to pay a premium, you have to pay some amount which is more. So you will find here that Charlie exchanges his currency about $300, but he fetches about 200 only. The loss does not bother him because he knows that everything in Galesburg was much more cheaper. But sadly, he could never again find the corridor that led him to the 3rd level. The twist is that his friend psychiatrist Sam goes missing. Charlie's wife Louisa is worried after knowing all this and asks him to stop looking for the 3rd level any further. This is because Charlie has exhausted all his savings in exchanging the money for old currency. Suddenly, Charlie realizes that his friend Sam is nowhere to be found. So what actually happens now is Sam is gone missing and nobody knows where he is. Sam is nowhere to be found, so he and his wife, Charlie and his wife, begin looking for him at weekends. Sam was the only one whom Charlie used to share his ideas about Galesburg. Now let me just go back. We know that Charlie was stressed, Charlie was looking out for a refuge, and what did he do? He went and he spoke to his psychiatrist friend. So all the plans, all the ideas, the description about Galesburg was all told to his friend psychiatrist Sam. Now what happens is when Charlie makes all the required preparations to go to the 3rd level, he suddenly realizes that he cannot find the 3rd level. Simultaneously, there is Sam, the psychiatrist, who is actually supposed to be the problem solver, has landed to the 3rd level, or he has gone missing, and let us find whether he is actually at the 3rd level or no. There is a letter from Sam. One day while fidgeting with his stamp collection, Charlie comes across a letter that was not there earlier. It bears the postmark on a faded 6-cent stamp with a picture of the President Garfield. Now, we all know that Charlie was a stamp enthusiast and he found temporary refuge in collecting stamps. This stamp collection was passed on from his grandfather to him. So, there were really old issues of stamps, US stamps that were pasted in that collection. So, now and then Charlie would try and find temporary refuge by going back to the stamp collection. Now that he could not find the 3rd level, the only solution for him was to pass his time by going through the stamp collection. And on one such day when he goes through the stamp collection, he finds something that should have never been there. He finds a first day cover, and in that first day cover is a letter written by Charlie. It reads, 941 Willard Street, Galesburg, Illinois. July 18, 1894. Students, please look at the date. The time when Charlie had travelled to the third level was June 11, 1894, and he has found the letter now which dates July 18, 1894. So, there is a time lapse of about a month. Charlie, I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believing you were right. And Charlie, it's true. I found the third level. I've been here 2 weeks and right now down the street at Daly's, someone is playing a piano. And they are all out on the front porch singing, Seeing Nellie Home. And I'm invited over for lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Look till you find the third level. It's worth it, believe me. Now students, what happens here is that the letter is a proof to all of us that the third level exists. But the question so as to why Charlie cannot reach the third level is for all of you to answer. So students, let us now look or assess the chapter with regards to the examination point of view, and this is what I believe all of you must be looking for. Questions. So look at the first question here. The third level circles around the modern world that is full of insecurities, fear, war, worry and stress. What are some of the modern techniques you would choose to overcome such situations? Now students, I want all of you to analyze this question very well. It has 2 parts. The first part is from the chapter itself and the second part is asking you your opinion. This is the thing that all of you need to keep in mind with regards to supplementary reader. Every question is going to demand and ask your opinion. So the third level talks about the stress. It circles around the modern world which is full of stress, insecurity, fear, war, worry. All of us currently are undergoing a lot of stress. We know the pandemic is here. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to spend our time. We don't know how we are going to make the most of the time that we have. We don't know whether it is going to be fruitful or not. So what are some of the techniques that you could use? You could think of different recreational activities. A person who is stressed can sit back and meditate. He can do some yoga. He can indulge himself in workout. He can also do reading, swimming, cooking. So all the different hobbies that you possess are going to be a kind of a stress buster for you. So what are some of the modern techniques? You will find n number of modern techniques which can be inculcated in this answer of yours. Look at the next question, students. The third level is a combination of fantasy and reality. Elaborate. Now since we have already finished the chapter, you will say that the third level was just a creation of Charlie's mind until the last part of the chapter when he gets the letter from Sam. Now it is for you to analyze and think whether it is actually fantasy or whether it is actually reality. There would be some who would say it is both, it is fantasy as well as reality. It could be just a creation of the mind because that person is very stressed, but for the other one he could reach there because there was no preparation that he had made. Going back to the chapter, the moment Charlie makes all the required preparations, when he goes and exchanges money to reach the third level, he realizes that he cannot find the third level at the Grand Central Station. Maybe because he has discussed it with other people, but when Sam pre-plans everything without speaking to anyone, when he goes to the Grand Central Station, he has already found the third level. From there he has already taken a ticket to Galesburg and we have the letter that has appeared in Charlie's stamp collection. Look at the next question, students. Do you think the third level was a medium of escape for Charlie? Why? We all know that Charlie was stressed. I mean, it's not just Charlie, all of us are stressed. We have different kinds of pressures that we are going through. There is societal pressure, for all of you. All of you are going through peer pressure, you have parental pressure, you have academic pressure, okay. You have pressure now because you don't know when school is going to start, you don't know what will happen to your exams. So here for Charlie, he was undergoing a lot of stress, he didn't know how to cope up with it. All he knew that the past, the 1800s was a much happier and a quieter place, and that is the reason why for him a happy place was no other than Galesburg. So for Charlie, the third level happens to be a medium of escape. Again, if you look at the question, it says, do you think that the third level was a medium of escape for Charlie? So the answers here again will vary. For some, they will say yes, it was a medium of escape. Some will say no, it was not a medium of escape. So you will have to elucidate according to your answer. Look at the next question. If you were Charlie, would you ever go back to the ticket counter on the third level to buy tickets to Galesburg? Now we know that Charlie had reached the third level, right? He was about to give the currency to buy 2 tickets to go to Galesburg. But there is a small incident that takes place there. The clerk does not allow him to buy tickets, because the clerk thinks that Charlie is trying to skin him. He feels that Charlie is trying to fool him by giving him fake currency notes. So, if you ask anyone, again the answers are going to vary. If you ask me, I would say jail is not at all a good option even in 1894, right? So, if I happen to go to the third level, if I happen to buy tickets to go to Galesburg, if I am caught, if I am put behind the bars, there will be nobody who will come to save me. So for me, going back to the third level to buy 2 tickets to Galesburg, not a good option. Charlie and Louisa start looking for the third level. Would you consider it a wise option? Elaborate. Now, Charlie and Louisa are both looking for the third level because they want to look out for their lost friend. They are very busy, they are concentrating, they are trying to find out where their friend has gone. But again, we don't know whether after making the required preparations, are they going to find the third level? We don't know. If they go to the third level, if they are caught up there, will there be a way out for them? We again don't know. So here, if you ask me whether it is a wise option or not, I would say no. Because Sam alone has found the way to reach the third level and he alone will know the way to come back. There is nobody who can lead him to that place and there is nobody who can get him back.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.